Hi, we're going to move on to a domestic political topic, and that is the topic of the Tea Party, which seemed to be a raging controversy now. There are two dominant motifs of talking about the Tea Party. One suggests that they are ignorant, racist, backward, very hostile language. And the other model suggests that they are part of a long-established democratic tradition of people responding to political circumstances. I tend to believe that model, the model that they're part of a long line of reformers, people seeking to change the system, is the one that best describes them. The problem with the disrespect issue, when you talk about the Tea Party, comes from the fact that they tend to be anti-establishment. That is, they tend to attack what appears to be the prevailing institution, the power of the left and the power of the Democratic Party. They've been tagged as racist. I don't believe that can really be supported. I think the Tea Party represents something that's been missing from American politics, and that is the concerns of small to medium-sized businesses. We are in the second year of the Obama administration. What is this program for small or medium-sized business? Everyone serves small and medium-sized business by saying they recognize that it's important to the American economy. It creates 70% of the jobs. And we know that it's hurting because it can't get any financial support from banks. It's hard to get loans. It's hard to start a small business. It's hard to keep one going. And yet, what the Tea Party represents is this core belief that business is overtaxed and it's overregulated, and that's something that needs to come to fore. Now, if you look back over the last 40 or 50 years, we can see movements moving through both of the political parties and changing those parties. In the 1960s, what was then the New Left, and is now the center of the Democratic Party, transformed the Democratic Party from a center-left party to a party that was more distinctly left. At the same time, the Barry Goldwater forces of conservatism were taking the Republican Party from being a moderate kind of centrist party to a center-right party. What's happened, for the most part, is that the parties have tended not to be that mix where both parties were kind of generally reflective of the American people, to taking parties that are more distinctly left and more distinctly right. Few Democrats, and surely few of any influence, for example, pro-life. While there are more pro-choice Republicans, the Republicans are known as, for the most part, the pro-life party. There are few Republicans who are known to be liberal. At best, they're known to be moderate. Then beyond that conflict in which the Republican Party moved to the right and the Democratic Party moved to the left, we have to remember some things. 1964, when Barry Goldwater took the Republican Party to the right and lost that election disastrously to Richard Nixon, and lost that election to Lyndon Johnson, it was considered to be a disaster. People were predicting the death of two things: the Republican Party and the end of right-wing politics in America. But yet, within 4 years, Johnson could not run for re-election, run out of office by the left wing of his own party, because he appeared to be too far to the right. And within a few years, the right had reasserted itself, taken control of the Republican Party, and won with Ronald Reagan, who's now become one of the most popular presidents in recent history, and one of the most effective. The political party system, to remain viable, must be open to the grassroots and must have some process for hearing people who are complaining about problems that are not being addressed by the rest of the political process. It was Christian right in the 80s and 90s who brought moral issues, family issues back into political discussion. And in the millennium, it's the so-called Tea Party, the taxed enough already set, who are beginning to raise questions about the effect on our national life of high levels of taxation, high levels of regulation, and no concern for what lies at the core of so much of America, which is small and medium-sized business. This is something that just won't go away. It is a basic core part of our life. And there are voices that are talking about the loss of opportunity that's occurring in America because of regulation and taxation. Thank you.